Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bow News Network. We just wanted to provide a weekend update. It's been a very turbulent day here on March 25th for severe tornado activity that we are here at the Weather Center that we have actually been tracking. And unfortunately, several casualties were reported with several tornadoes that were actually touched down in the area of Alabama and elsewhere in the southeast. And our hearts go out to the families and also all those impacted by these very powerful storms. We thought it would be a good idea to provide information for our subscribers going into the weekend. We do see some really severe thunderstorm activity going into Sunday midday, and we just wanted to touch base with our neighborhood of subscribers to give you a heads up on what's actually happening. As you can see, this low pressure system was actually has made its way, transitioned pretty rapidly, moving very fast, increasing a lot of precipitation, severe thunderstorm activity through the areas of the Tennessee Valley and Kentucky, all the way into West Virginia. But it's going to be for the next 72 hours, still very severe thunderstorm activity, possibly hail. We don't see the multiple Cape profiling as we saw earlier today throughout the entire day for the areas, for the border cities of Mississippi and Alabama, even further down into the border between Mississippi and Louisiana. We don't see those indicators. We don't see the lapse rate indicator or the sharing, and also we don't see also the Cape profile indicators. So at this particular time, we just anticipate that this will just be as the system transitions into the northeast, you're going to see pretty much a band almost all the way down to the southern tip of Texas, rain showers. And as you go further up into the band, going all the way into the northeast, it becomes more turbulent, more severe weather. If we actually take a look at the ground level temperatures, we can actually see the band, the differentiation between the cold air as well as the cold air making impact with the warm air band. And the low pressure system is pretty much making its way all the way up into the northeast by middle of Sunday. And you can actually see very cool temperatures are still resident throughout the western, Midwest, as well as the western section. Pretty much 2/3 of the United States, the western 2/3 of the United States is relatively still cool, even though and we are in meteorologically spring, which is March through May. We still see very cool temperatures East Texas, Arkansas, West Tennessee, and we just see really warm temperatures in the areas of Georgia, South Carolina, Florida. It's pretty relatively warm, and this is actually going to be contributing to severe weather activity, thunderstorm activity, as this system actually makes its way into the northeast. If we actually take a closer look at also the humidity, we also see that band actually going all the way down, and that band of humidity here, and also the wind, relatively windy, high humidity along the band of, as this band of precipitation, severe thunderstorm activity actually makes its way across the southeast United States and winds up all the way into the northeast section. But it's definitely not, we're not seeing the significant, going into the weekend, late Saturday, Sunday, we don't see the significant indicators as far as advection of the warm air from the Gulf, but there is remnants of severe thunderstorm activity. So states along the lines of Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, even as far on the western area, western Pennsylvania, should be a little bit more aware of severe thunderstorm activity, possibly smaller nominal supercell formation, possibly even hail. It remains to see what kind of activity as this system makes its way up into the northeast, if there'll be additional tornado alerts. This is probably, we've seen the effects of all of the weather on Thursday, March 25th, and all of the extensive damage in the area of Alabama and in Birmingham. So by all means, this is not a time to actually lower our guard. Severe weather is still on the horizon going into the weekend. Those states as we can see, there's going to be additional precipitation for Mississippi. There's going to be additional precipitation and thunderstorm activity going into the weekend for northern Alabama. Good amount of thunderstorm activity for Tennessee, Kentucky, going into West Virginia, and also possibly western Pennsylvania. And as this low pressure system actually makes its way off into the northern Atlantic, we should actually be a little bit more aware as far as the impact of this system, which has caused extensive damage, and what it will, the potential for it to cause further damage in the form of high winds, severe thunderstorm activity, and other types of severe weather phenomenon as it makes its way through the northeast. We can actually see a high pressure system making its way down into the area for northern Texas. The areas of northern New Mexico and Colorado are still pretty much trying to dig their way out of the additional snowfall that was received from the system as it was making its way across the continental United States. And if you do recall, this low pressure system was actually centered in southern Texas, and it really, over the last 24 to 48 hours, it really did a number on the weather activity in southeast, particularly Mississippi, Alabama, northern Georgia, and it's still going to be impacting the area along the lines of Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky, and further up going into the weekend. So it is important that we all stay frosty. Please be aware of the weather going in. We'll continue to monitor this system as it makes its way northeast, but it's actually moving really rapidly, and we'll continue to monitor the system going into the weekend. Tomorrow is Friday. We anticipate additional heavy thunderstorm activity for the areas of the southeastern states at this particular time. Of course, we do appreciate all of our subscribers, and thank you for tuning in to Bow News Network. And always remember to bow to the weather.